Yes, well, we would love to always film in Detroit. We love it. The people are so welcoming. I mean, we've used restaurants, we've used clothing stores, people's homes, businesses, and they're all just welcome us with open arms.
One, two, three,
Baby, I got
four.
you.
Daddy, I can't do it.
Marcus, you could do anything you put your mind to.
You win this
Baby, I
competition,
got you.
you can change your life.
I got you,
She could be the one.
Lights, camera, action.
The one that gets you killed.
Yo, Marcus, listen, man, it's a table full of
Girl.
peaches. Don't start with me
No,
tonight.
don't peaches me.
I wouldn't be
Looks like I lost a whole lot more.
if there's one thing I know.
You know, everything happens for a reason. Maybe it's just that sometimes I feel like a prisoner in my own house. It's Marcus Dre here, right?
Cause baby, you are my everything.
Damn, Lenny, you scare me.
What?
God.
Serious? Hell, you gonna sit with me in town?
Drowning in the depths of love.
Wait, baby, he didn't know. He's young and stupid.
Don't know where
Man,
to
don't
hide.
call me no more.
I need for you to take care of Debbie. Especially Marcus.
Run away. I need to cut
take care of
away
my
from
own
this
son,
pain
alright?
that's killing
Don't
me. Lost
So how
in
you
the
holding up
depths
there?
of love.
God, Lenny, don't do this!
Feeling lonely and empty-hearted. Don't know how the hell it started, but it's you that I'm feeling for, feeling for, feeling for. I think I need you more. You're the one.
I'm
my
here
heart
to
is
let you know
beating
today that the
for.
grass is not always greener
Even
on
when
the
you
other
come
side.
around,
I'm here to let
and
you
you
know
notice there's
that
no
if you get that
drive
spirit of
left
envy
in
out of
me,
your life, maybe
it's
God
'cause
will
I
do
feel
something
the
with
damn
you.
day. 'Cause you mess around, and it's pulling me down, and now I'll drown, drown,
You're not the father.
drown. Lost in the ocean's tide. It's drowning out the sound, it's killing. Don't know why I'm even willing to stick around, but it's killing me, killing me, killing me. And it's taking me down a path of no reality, baby. Even when you come around, and you notice there's no drive left in me, it's 'cause I feel the need.
I am here with native Detroiter, actor, producer, auteur, Mr. Charl Washington of the film Urban Envy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be here, glad to be having this interview, and I'm excited about what are things to come.
So please, tell us about Urban Envy.
Urban Envy. Okay, Urban Envy is a little bit about my life in the ballroom community as a dancer, and I win this dance competition in the film, and there's a woman in the movie that really likes my swagger, the way I move, the way I dance, and the fact that I won, she takes a liking to me. But the downside to that is this girl is dating the guy in the movie who is not to be trifled with. So I didn't know that at the time. So, you know, I fell into that trap, and
No, don't
it just went downhill from there.
Looks like I lost a
So
whole lot more.
we're basically talking about
You know,
a
everything
love triangle going awry.
Basically. Basically, you know, and lessons to be learned is, you know, it's almost like an educational movie, like do's and don'ts when it comes to meeting girls for the first time.
Don't do what I do. A cautionary tale, more or less. So what was the genesis of the film Urban Envy?
Well, let's put it like this.
Wait, baby,
I didn't write the
no.
film, so I'm
Young
gonna
and
give you my
stupid.
twist on what my outtake was from the film. If you're going to be involved in any type of, let's say, whether it's dancing, singing, acting, be very careful of how you receive that energy from around you. When I won the competition in the film, I got the big head because everybody loves a winner, right? And as a male, you know, we got our egos. Testosterone gets to kicking. And we think we that deal. And I really lost the love of my life and tried to bounce back by being a ladies' man. And that just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I know y'all see it in the movies. You see it in TV series. It doesn't work. It does not work. And again, it ends very badly for me, being that I fell for this girl, knowing that I had no business dealing with this girl after I found out who she was with. Just watch the movie and find out how bad it was.
Now, the initial idea for the film came from what, or from where?
Well, the film originated from two other films, actually, television series and another film. Again, I was a ballroom instructor outside of the film world, and we were initially going to do a ballroom film, but we ended up doing a series. On the flip side, we also started filming a more grittier film with a lot of more fighting and action and deeper drama. So what we ended up doing was merging the two, and that's how we ended up with Urban Envy.
Now, is this your first foray into filmmaking?
Yes, this is the introduction to my life as a filmmaker. This wasn't a dream. It wasn't, I never woke up and said, I want to make movies when I get older. I kind of stumbled into this. I was on a film set because I was asked to be in a music video, and they were doing like the portion, they make the music videos like a little movie, and I thought it was very interesting. And I was doing dancing, and I was like, wow, this is really cool, man. What would it be like to have a movie about my life? So I approached Coke Horner, who is my current business partner, and he said, consider it done. And he just got to writing.
Now that you've done it, now that you've made a film, do you A, consider yourself a filmmaker? B, have you been bitten by the bug to continue to create in the genre? And C, if so, what are your next steps?
I definitely consider myself a filmmaker. I'm all in. There's no turning back now. I'm not only invested financially, but emotionally. My heart's in it. I love it. I love dealing with the cameras, dealing with the audio, being involved in the creation itself from ground zero. I just don't want a piece of it. I want all of it. I want to be doing some co-directing, maybe some directing of my own. I enjoy being behind the camera. I enjoy assisting with the audio process. I love the whole process of making and creating a film. I definitely have the bug. That's what I call it. And we do have upcoming projects following this project. This was our baby. This was our stepping stone into the film community. And again, once I got the bug, myself and Coke continued to take that torch and run to the next level. So
Urban Envy was like your proof of concept in a sense.
Yeah. It was, and again, it wasn't, the interest wasn't there years ago. We initially were paying other production companies to do our projects, trying to get funding for this movie. And it just, after spending all that money, I thought to myself, you know what? How about we just try to figure out how to do it on our own? Learn the business, learn the filming process, and we can save money, and then we can do exactly what we want and not just get what people are giving to us.
Now, do you feel that do-it-yourself ethos is largely due to your being raised in Detroit? Detroit is very known as a very kind of blue-collar town, hard-working, get-the-job-done sort of place. Do you think that played into you going ahead and doing a film on your own?
Absolutely, because there's all kinds of talent inside of Detroit. I mean, it's endless. Whether it's dancing, singing, acting. It's disappointing that we don't have the film incentives, when it comes to the acting. But we do want to bring it back. We want to make movies in Detroit. We want people to grow, expand from Detroit, not have to go to Atlanta or go to California. We want to make this a new hub, so to say.
So tell us, what was your trajectory once you and your partner Coke Horner decided to make this film? how did you go about doing this? Neither one of you had made films previously, if I recall. So what was your process in making this happen?
Okay, so we were going in blind. We had no idea what we were doing. Coke was already a writer, so he knew how to write, but we just didn't know how to make movies. And he had been in previous stage plays, but again, that's not the same thing. So the first thing we did was invest the time into learning as much as we could about the filming process. And we had to do trial and error. You know, if you're gonna learn how to shoot with a camera, you need a camera. So we saved up the money, purchased a camera, and you couldn't tell us nothing when we got our first camera. We were filmmakers. We were #1, the hottest thing in town, the best filmmakers on the market. Which I'm joking. Every week we'd invest in more equipment, we'd invest in more time to studying, we'd invest in not only learning from ourselves, but coaching each other, you know, letting each other know where we're falling short. Man, you know, the acting was okay there, we need to kick it up a notch when we're doing our reads for the script. When it came to audio, we pretty much just found people who were interested in doing film and asked them, hey, I'm trying to make a movie. You want to run some audio equipment? They're like, yeah, I'll run some audio equipment. Because yeah, we didn't know what we were doing. This film is based on a bunch of individuals getting together, excited about making a movie with no idea on how to make a movie and no money. Just bare bones, broke and excited. So if you're broke and excited, you can make a movie.
So tell me, there's a question I'm sure many people have pondered upon seeing the film, or any actor in general. What is it like watching yourself on screen?
Interesting. Most people don't know this, but I had no interest in being in front of the camera. I enjoy being behind the camera. But the people I do business with choose to keep writing me in movies. You know who you are. And I'm the type of person, if I'm going to do something, I give it my all. I just put all my energy into being the best actor I can when I am on screen.
Okay. So in doing this, have you thought more about actually continuing acting? And then watching yourself, have you seen things that you want to do differently, things that you'd like to refine or change?
No. I do not want to be an actor. I want to be a filmmaker, a producer. But again, I keep getting written in, and I'm not gonna fight it. If Coke writes a film and he feels that I fit the role, then I'll do it. I don't. It's not that I don't like acting. That's not where my passion is. My passion is in acting, but I'll give it my all.
So, since you were kind of the start of this whole thing, having a film being created and made and acting, what is your passion? Where does your passion lie?
More so behind the camera. That is where my passion is. That is what I love doing. I love creating compositions. I love seeing the layout of the scene, just looking through that lens and seeing, you know, what the world will soon see. That creative, you know, imagery coming from my mind, looking through that lens and just making magic. It's unexplainable.
Do you have any film influences from the director's perspective, from DP perspective, that's director of photography perspective, and how you go about your visuals, or how you plan to continue going about what you see in a Charl Washington film?
When I first started dancing, I took lessons from a guy. His name was Bobby Williams. God rest his soul. He's passed on. And Bobby used to tell me, just do you. I don't care if you're doing backflips. I don't care if you're spinning on the floor, as long as you keep that woman on beat, you dancing. Just do you. And the best compliment I ever received as a ballroom dancer is, I've never seen anybody dance like you. I've never seen anybody dance like you. Where do you come up with these ideas and these styles and these moves? So when it comes to filmmaking, I'm looking for that same response. So I'm not digging too deep into what other DPs have done, what other directors have done. I want to find my niche. I don't want someone to see a film that I DP'd on or I directed and say, man, you remind me of, I don't want that. That is not the compliment that I'm looking for.
Thus far, what have been the responses to Urban Envy, and how do you feel about those?
More so positive, which is great. Obviously we had some negative reviews, which is to be expected. And not because people are negative, it's because, again, it's our first film. We had no experience, and we're just happy to have a finished product. So all the information we received, all the feedback we've gotten was educational for us. So we're not taking it to heart. We're just absorbing it and listening and taking the feedback and watching other films and doing some comparisons and say, oh, I understand what you're saying. We definitely need to work on that, definitely need to improve on that. And I agree. After watching Urban Envy and then watching the films we're working on now, I can see it night and day.
Now, people have been there. I've watched the screening. I've watched the audience response during the screening, and they've been engaged by the film. What do you think the elements have been that have kept them captivated? And how do you plan on continuing those things to keep your audience engaged and responsive and interested in what you're creating?
Number one is writing. Coke is a phenomenal writer. That's what, I don't want to use the word saved Urban Envy, but it definitely helped that film to be the film it is. Without great writing, doesn't matter what kind of camera you have, what kind of audio equipment you have. If the writing's terrible, you just end up with a great looking movie that's crap. So number one is the writing, and I give him little tidbits, from my mind that help take certain scenes, certain elements of the film, in my opinion, to another level, and he would agree with that. So focus on the writing, the development, after the writing, creating, building a team of better director of photography. So when I say better, people who are more educated on certain angles, things that I may or may not see. Audio, upgrading audio equipment, just evolving, so to say, in every aspect of our company.
So what's up next for you genre-wise? Are you looking to continue to stay in the dramatic arena, or are you looking to go into action, sci-fi? What sort of things are in your head or in the heads of you and your partner Coke to produce and create next?
Well, we're definitely not in the box. I would love to shoot every genre and then find out what the audience feels we deliver the best. And I would say Coke agrees with me. So right now we have Urban Envy, which is like urban drama, somewhat a love triangle, so to say. We have a kids comedy film that's in post-production that we'll be pitching soon to maybe sell or go ahead and do our own distribution. We have a television sitcom that we're going to turn into a series. So there you have the urban drama, the kids is a comedy, and the sitcom is, went from film to television series, and we're looking to do a horror film and an action-packed film. The goal is to do at least 2 to 3 films a year, and again, look at the audience's response and see what they demand for us to keep producing.
Now, the city of Detroit and the cityscape were a fairly integral part of Urban Envy. Do you plan on utilizing Detroit further in your films, much the way, say, Spike Lee does in his films, Scorsese does in his films, those sort of things, to not only help Detroit solidify a position in the film map, but to kind of solidify and create a flavor of your own, since that's where you hail from?
Yes, well, we would love to always film in Detroit, We love it. The people are so welcoming. I mean, we've used restaurants, we've used clothing stores, people's homes, businesses, and they're all just welcome us with open arms. It's amazing. You know, you tell someone you're doing a movie, they get excited, and it's not only beneficial to us as filmmakers, but the people in their establishment. When you do a movie, I mean, you're immortal. Your business is forever shown. If you have a song, if you're a musical artist, and we put your music in our film, I mean, it's whenever the film is being played, your music is being heard. So it's a win-win for everybody. And I'm here. I mean, Detroit is me. I don't want to go somewhere else to make movies. I want to make movies here at home.
So in that same vein, what would you tell any other aspiring filmmakers in Detroit? What advice would you give them? What knowledge or philosophy would you bestow upon them?
In the words of Steve Harvey, jump. Both feet, just dive right in. No plan B. Just give it your all. You have to wake up every day knowing you gave it your all. You have to. So people who say, I don't have the money, I can't afford it. You don't have to buy the biggest and the best and the baddest. Start at the bottom. You know, and my philosophy was every week buy something. I don't care if it's a battery, if it's a light, if you can afford it, buy a camera. You can start using your cell phone. There's no excuses. How bad do you want it? If you want it bad enough, you can have it. You can get anything you want if you want it bad enough. So when it comes to making films, I use the phrase join the club. Find other filmmakers, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, your neighborhoods, your colleges, universities, Specs Howards. Just get in. It should be running through your veins. Movies, television, it should just be in you. And once that happens, like you said, you get the bug. It's a lifestyle. You don't just make a film one day and then now you want to make music and then you want to be an artist, you want to draw. No, it has to be in you. You have to really, 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 really want it. And I'm there now. I wasn't always there because again, this wasn't my original passion. It was dancing, and it brought me to where I am, and I love it here. I wouldn't rewrite my life any other way.
Now you brought up music. With Detroit being a noted musical city, how integral is music to what you produce, film-wise?
Music it's almost like a third of the movie. You know, you have the film, the visual, you have the audio, and then you have your score. A great score, it's like the finishing piece, like cake without no icing. You know that you need a great score. And again, we have some of the most talented people on the planet in Detroit. We try to use local artists always in our films, if we can, if they fit the vibe we're looking for. So that's not going to change. We would love to use more Motown music in our current kids movie, so we're actually working on that right now. So yeah, music is very important in any film. You know, I don't care if it's even if it's a silent film. You know, you just no dialogue, but the right music going on, you can laugh, you can cry, just by what you're hearing.
So tell us who Charl Washington is post Urban Envy, and where would you like to see this particular project end up?
Charl Washington is a well-known film director. I believe that's where I will end up at, directing films. And to be honest with you, that didn't evolve from my brain. It was actually a statement made to Coke Horner via Arvell Jones. And he planted that seed in my head because he knows how meticulous I am, how picky I am, how organized I am, how structured I mean, all these characteristics he believes that a great director has, he sees in me. So I've accepted that, and I'm going to run with it. So that's where I see myself in the very near future as a very accomplished film director.
And Where do you see Urban Envy? Where would you like Urban Envy to top out? Awards, just be loved by the public. What is your vision for the end of Urban Envy?
Urban Envy will always be our baby. I mean, it's our first film that we ever finished. I would like to see Urban Envy, and well, who wouldn't want to see their film in all the homes, you know? But definitely like to get some awards from it. That would be heartwarming, to say the least, to receive awards from the first film that you've actually been affiliated with, even if it goes from acting or directing or writing, whatever the case may be. Yeah, some awards would be nice, but we have to enter those film festivals to make that happen. There's just a lot going on right now. We're trying to do other films and focusing on expanding our marketing, focusing on expanding our team. It's kind of pulled us away slightly from really digging into Urban Envy and pushing it the way it really needs to be pushed. But to see it in every home on the planet and definitely get some awards for producing the film would be awesome.
We've been talking to Mr. Charl Washington from Detroit, Michigan, producer, actor of the indie film Urban Envy. We thank you for your time, sir, and much success continue in the future.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3,
Baby, I got
4.
you.
Daddy, I can't do it.
Marcus, you can do anything you put your
I
mind
got
to.
you, baby.
You win this
Baby, I
competition,
got you.
it can change your life.
I got you,
She
baby.
could be the one.
Lights, camera, action.
The one that gets you killed.
Yo, Marcus, listen, man, it's a table full of
Girls?
peaches. Don't start with me
No,
tonight.
don't peaches me.
Looks like I lost a whole lot more.
If there's one thing I know,
You know, everything happens for a reason. Maybe it's just that sometimes I feel like a prisoner in my own house. It's Marcus Dre here, right?
Cause baby, you are my everything.
Damn, Lenny, you scare me.
What?
God.
See me? How in the hell you gonna sleep with me knowing you with the crazy town?
Drowning in the depths of love.
Wait, baby, he
Feeling
didn't
cold
know.
inside.
He's young and stupid.
Don't know where
Man,
to
don't
hide.
call me no more.
I need for you to take care of Debbie. Especially Marcus.
Run away. I need to cut
Take care of
away
my
from
own
this
son,
pain
right?
that's killing me.
Don't
Lost
So how
in
you
the
holding up,
depths
Dad?
of love.
God, Lenny, don't do this!
Feeling lonely and empty-hearted. Don't know how the hell it started, but it's you that I'm feeling for, feeling for, feeling for. I think I need you more. You're the one
I'm
my
here
heart
to
is
let you know
beating
today that the
for.
grass is not always greener
Even
on
when
the
you
other
come
side.
around,
I'm here to let
and
you
you
know
notice there's
that
no
if you get that
desire
spirit of
left
envy
in
out of your
me.
life,
It's
anything